Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. This one is a tribute to Irv Gotti, his passing, because maybe a few people didn't understand the other show that I did because I did it real, I did it raw. At the very beginning, I gave 3 seconds for you to tap out if you can't deal with the real, and that's all I bring. It's not a matter of when or how or whatever you bring the real, because the real always exists. And that's what we dealing with over here at Mecca Audio. We bring you the real, so hopefully we could deter the youth from going down that path. And I say this is a tribute to Irv Gotti because I know that he's into saving the youth as well. And I seen him with his children playing board games and enjoying himself and just enjoying life. And he's one of us. He went up against the federal government and he beat them. He's one of them that could say he beat them, and it ain't a handful that could say that they beat the federal government. So he gets a round of applause over here at Unique Mac Audio. All right, relax, y'all, relax. But that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? He gets a round of applause because he's one of us. So don't think that I was disrespecting him, because never will I do that, because I know exactly who he is and I know what he stands for, and he stood for us. Now sit back, enjoy this show. I'm gonna speak on that. I'm gonna speak on the big meats and the 50 joint with little meats. I'm gonna get into a little something today. I just feel like riding. It's Friday. You know what I mean? So let's get this thing popping. Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio, Juanita Mecca Audio, and Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories and Mecca Audio TV. Hit the notification bell. Keep it popping. Let's move on. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mac Audio, man. This one is dedicated to Irv Gotti, man. I use an example, and I'm going to use it again, and I'm going to take my time so y'all understand. Don't get involved with beef because you don't know how far the next person is going to take the beef. So don't get involved with beef. And that's all I'm pushing, and that's what it is, because that could save many and many lives. You got to watch what you say. Don't come on this social media and just say anything out your mouth and don't make yourself fully understood just because you want to click or view, because there is something called karma. And eventually karma will allow whoever it is that you're talking about to catch up with you. And that's what we're trying to prevent over here at Unique Mecca Audio. If you're going to report, we're news journalists. We're supposed to report what's the facts. If we say something that's wrong or misunderstood, then we let them know what it is. You know what I mean? And, this is just sad how, we came to a time where we feel certain ways, but we normally don't express how we feel. Meaning when someone passed, we feel a certain way, and if it's not nothing positive, you don't say anything. That's the era that I come from, where you let the dead transform in peace. But then now, I come home and I seen the little drill rappers, they smoking on the ops and everything else, and I see where that wound up taking them as I watch these documentaries trying to catch up on what I missed with my 26 years in federal prison. And from sitting back looking at it, it's like, it's not where we went wrong, because we know where we went wrong. Where we went wrong is that we got taken away from our babies, and then our babies was raised with, technology coming up and video games and things like that while their mother was at work or out doing whatever she was doing. The babysitter was the video games. And then it spawned into that. But to see 50 Cent saying that he was smoking on Gotti, I'm gonna have to speak. I didn't agree with that. I don't think that's something that should have been said. I understand that's something that's going to be felt, you know, but I mean, then you have to look at it from the other side that this is war. 50 looking at it like it's war. So it is no end. It is no pause. And that's beef. And that's why I'm telling y'all don't get involved in beef. Because you can't say pause. My grandmother died. I got to go to a funeral. No, the beef is still on. And that's why I say don't get involved and create beefs because you don't know how far the next person is going to take that beef. And 50 is 49 years old and Irv Gotti is 59 years old. Oh, excuse me, 54 years old. I mean, at the same time, they was both young. They was both young, man, and they was both trying to find their way and still trying to find their way. We're going to be trying to find our way at 80 years old, man. No matter how much money we got, how much wealth we got, we still going to be trying to find our way because knowledge is infinite. There's no beginning and there's no ending. Just so you understand. But when you start beef, or you get involved with beef, whether you start it or you get involved or you're a part of a beef. Being a part of a beef could just be affiliated with somebody. They say like shrapnel get on you, like you shoot a buckshot and shoot out 30 little buck shells, bang, 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 and any one of those could hit you and scar your legs up and things like that, but it don't be enough to, to take you out, It's the same thing with this. It's the exact same thing. You could be cool with somebody and just from that association that spill over to you. And that's where the beef with 50 and Ja went from anybody that was cool with Ja was 50's enemy because, my enemy's friends is my enemies as well. And that's why 50 took it so deep with those pictures that was floating and things like that with, Big Terry, with, Rick Ross, Terry with Supreme Son. 50 looking at it like this is war. This is war. This is just straight war. That's how 50's looking at it. So if you're looking at it differently than that, then that means that you're not in the same war with 50 and you don't want to be in a war with him. Because you see how raw he gets. So to say that this the right time or the wrong time, because this one done passed. What about when soldiers pass? The war still go on. What about when my brother passed? 2 to the head. The war still went on. That's the way I looked at it. Wasn't nothing to cry over. I miss him to death. It breaks my heart as I even think about it as I'm talking to you right now. But it is what it is, and that's why I'm telling you that I don't want you to be numb from your emotional side like I am. I was scarred, and I'm using this as therapy. This is where we at. But so that's why I can understand where 50's at, and that's why I wanted to paint that picture so you know where he's at. Because both of these men went at each other. 50 went at I've gone at 50. It don't matter who started when. I'm not even going to get into trying to track down the origin of that because it depends on who you ask. But that's irrelevant. Bottom line is they both escalated the beef and never deaded the beef. The object is to dead the beef, no disrespect, not promoting violence, or just dead the person that the beef is with. That's the way the street works. So you don't want to get with beefing with someone that's living under that code, but you're living under the social media code of you could argue back and forth and everything's cool. You're seeing each other in the club and you mean mug each other or whatever. Or you have a little scramble and a little fist fight, whatever. That's nothing. But when the dude pull out a gun and start airing out and innocent people start getting hit behind these actions of you continuing to keep this beef alive, both you and the other person, not speaking on anyone in specific at this moment, but just for you to understand, that's why it's best to dead beef, because if you don't dead beef, it could dead lives. And that's what we're trying to prevent over here. You know, that's it. And then, you know, let's ride on, right? I'm gonna just get a little ride, right? We're gonna ride. Then now, like this situation, because like I said, I ain't picking sides on that. You know, 50 feel like the war is still on with Irv, so he said he's smoking on the brother, and you know what I mean. And I want to personally say, rest in peace, Irv Gotti. I want to personally say that from my heart, you know, because I'm showing that your death or your passing wasn't in vain, because we're using you as a tutorial to teach the youth how these beefs that when one want to leave it alone, because you know Irv's older, he, you know, laid back, you know what I mean, but 50 young, energetic, and you know one want to leave. You know, as you get older, you work out, you want to get away from things. I wanted to get away from things. I stopped all the violence and all the crap. That's how I made it back out here and had this YouTube channel. I'm just keeping it 100, but you know it's real sad because we get lost, man. We get lost along the way. And a lot of the beefs that we beefing at, if we look back at what we beefing at, we feel stupid and we even laugh at it. That's what time does when they say that time heals all wounds. You know, let me ride. Like my brother robbed me for a little 10 keys, right? I ain't gonna get into mechanics of what happened, but my brother ran me for a little 10 keys, and you know, he ran off, and he knew to stay away from me for at least 6 months. That was for the whole winter. By summertime, you know, he had moms call me, he ready to come around. But see, time healed that wound. Because if he would have came before that, I probably would have killed him. I'm just keeping it 100. That's where I was at. And this is my own brother, but that's how angry I was. But time healed that wound. And we have to give each other that space when we feel ourselves where our spirits are getting ready to hit and collide. It's like two magnets pushing together and they both pushing out at the same time, and you got to force it together to get it to stand. Don't force a beef. If there's a little push, sometimes, you know, take a step back to give that energy in the middle to kind of not really have nowhere to land, and hopefully it don't land on either one of you, and both of you look at each other and say love and keep it moving, but know what it could have been. I can't keep it more realer than that. But like I said, my channel is a gangster channel. I give y'all 3 seconds to tap out if this joint get too real, too raw, too uncut for you. I give you 3 seconds. If you don't want it that way, please just exit the channel and come back for the next video. And take that with you on the way out. That's only for the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public trolls. And somebody sent me a picture that I'm gonna do a video on after this that I think you're gonna find unique, let's just say. But anyway, you know, rest in peace to Irv Gotti, man. He brought us Ashanti, Ja Rule, you know what I mean? DMX, he did so much for the culture. You gotta respect that and gotta respect him, man. And nowhere on this earth with one of my breath would I ever disrespect a man of that honor that stood up against the federal government and beat him. That's one of us, my nigga. You don't know how warm my heart feels just to think about it. He went to trial with him. That's why I got that picture with him smiling. And this man John stood with him the whole time. That's loyalty. John went through his thing with 50, whatever happened, whoever feel, whatever, da. But John did his thing, man. And he held him down like a trooper supposed to. It don't matter if the opposition is against you. And Irv held Ja down. They held each other down. But then, you know, there's always a beautiful vixen, a beautiful woman in the middle, you know? And you have the lovely Ashanti, you know, the first lady of Murder Inc. You see how fly our stories are? All of these is the craziest documentaries, man. Because Irv and his brother Chris, they made so much happen, man. I had the pleasure of meeting Chris, man. It was an honor. But I just want you to know that, you know, my joint is just real raw and uncut, man. All that trying to pussyfooting around and all that. We don't do that trying to make audio. We just keep it 100 so that the youth know what it is. Hopefully they'll say, I don't want it. I ain't trying to go through that crap, that dumb old ass black crunchy black, whatever, raisin burnt looking man up there with the bucket hats, you know what I mean? Say whatever. I don't give a crap as long as we catch at least one of them to know better, because that one could be the one that would have harmed someone close to you, or someone that's close to you, or maybe someone that's right next to you. You don't know who that one is that I might be saving. You might have walked by him today and he wanted to take your face off, but you didn't know it. You know, but he was listening to a unique Mecca audio joint while he was walking by you and about to try and rip your face off. And he said, man, I ain't trying to wind up where Unique went. And he kept it moving, and you kept it moving. And you wasn't even the wiser. That's how simple life is, man. You don't know what the person walking by you is thinking as he's walking by you, is what I want you to understand. So you're having your pleasant thoughts and he's having his demon thoughts. Here go pleasant and here go demon, and they meet in the middle. And pleasant is not expecting demon, and demon got the upper hand because he wants blood. That's what happens in any society. And that's why you don't pick beasts, because you don't know who's a demon, and you don't know who is a Satan, and you don't know who's an angel. You know, you don't know Nathan. Just sit back, man, and enjoy the ride. All I'm going to bring you is jewels that's going to take you and elevate you and save our babies. Our babies are listening. I got my phone. I see the calls. I talk to the people when they call. I listen to the voicemail. I read the text. And they're feeling the message that Unique Mecca Audio is bringing you. And a lot of you might not like the delivery, the rawness, you know, but no disrespect. And that means that, you know, this is not really for you, you know, because I want you to know the good side, the bad side, and the truth. And that's the righteous side. But I can't force it on you. Can't tell you what to do, can't tell you how to do it, can't do none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. Been on here long enough, man. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio, spelled Juanita Mecca Audio, and Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories, and Mecca Audio TV, and hit the notification bell, and hit the like bell, and remember, when you come here, you come into a gangster channels. No flip-flops allowed, no rat bastards allowed, and definitely no trolls allowed. All right, caught my man Lou Sims' book, the QR to the screen, whatever code, Cade. Keep it copping.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block. Did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yard. So we can get back to the
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.